נקבלה לך לך דודי לקראת קלה פני פני שבת נקבלה לה 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 לך דודי לקראת קלה פני פני שבת נקבלה לך לך דודי לקראת קלה פני פני שבת נקבלה לה 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 לך דודי לקראת קלה פני פני שבת נקבלה לך לך דודי לקראת קלה פני פני שבת נקבלה לה 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 לך דודי לקראת קלה פני פני שבת נקבלה לך לך דודי לקראת קלה פני פני שבת נקבלה לה לה.
You may be seated. And we'll turn to page 27. And this is Psalm 92. So let's read this responsively. It is good to thank you, Adonai, and sing to your name most high, to proclaim your love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night.
Finger the lute, pluck the harp, let the sound of the lyre rise up.
You gladden me with your deeds, Adonai, and I shall sing of your handiwork.
How wonderful are your works, Adonai, how subtle your designs.
The arrogant do not understand. The fool does not comprehend this. The wicked flourish like grass, and every evildoer blossoms only to be destroyed forever.
But you, Adonai, are exalted for all time.
Surely your enemies, Adonai, surely your enemies will perish. All who commit evil will be scattered.
As a wild bull raises up its horn, you raised my head high, anointed it with fresh oil.
As my enemies gather against me, my gaze remains steady, for my ears listen and hear.
The righteous flourish like the date palm, thrive like the cedar in Lebanon, planted in the house of Adonai, they flourish in our God's courtyards.
In old age they remain fruitful, still fresh and bountiful, proclaiming Adonai is upright, my rock in whom there is no flaw. Let's turn to page 39A. For the Baruch Hu, we rise. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMborach.
Baruch Adonai HaMorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMborach Le'olam Va'ed. You may be seated. And let's read the first bracha before the Shema in English. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tzevaot is your name, living and ever-present God. May your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. El Hai V'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamarib Arabim. Turn to page 40. So let's read in English together. This Ahavas Olam. With timeless love you have loved your people, the house of Israel. You have taught us Torah and mitzvot, statutes and laws, Therefore, Adonai, our God, as we lie down and as we rise up, we shall speak of your laws, rejoicing in the words of your Torah and in your mitzvot forever and ever. For they are our life and the fullness of our days, and on them we shall meditate day and night. Do not ever withdraw your love from us. Baruch atah Adonai, who loves the people Israel. V'rabatecha al tasir mimeno la'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohei ba'amo Yisrael. Page 41 for the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'kol levavka, uv'kol nafshecha, uv'kol meodecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavka hayom al babecha v'shinantam lebanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivteka b'beitecha uv'lefteka b'derech uv'shochbeka u'kumecha Ukshatam liot al yadecha, v'hayu l'totafot bein einecha, uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, ubisharecha. Now, just take a minute to either read the conclusion of the Shema to yourself or a meditation of your choosing. Adonai Elohechem Emet. Now we'll turn to page 44 for the Mi Chamocha. And this is the song from Moses and Miriam. So we'll sing together, starting with on the Hebrew side. Mi chamocha b'elim Adonai, mi chamocha neder b'kodesh, norah tilot osef eleh, malkutika ra'u banecha, bokeh yam lifnei Moshe, zeli anu v'amru, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed, v'nema, ki padar Adonai et Yaakov, ugalo miyad hazak mimenu, baruch atah Adonai, v'al Yisrael. So page 45 is the Hashkivenu, and Dan Nichols will help us with this one.
Shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom. V'hamidenu Malkeinu. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom. V'hamidenu Malkeinu.
Let's say together the last 5 lines on the English side at the little arrowhead. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people of Israel, and over Jerusalem. Ufrosh aleinu sukat shalomecha, Baruch atah Adonai, hapuresh sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Now, the rousing Vishamru, and Deborah Bletstein will help us on this one. Top of page 46.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, שמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
יתגדל ויקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דיברה קירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומן ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי דקודשא בריך הוא לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונהמתה דאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. Now we turn to page 47 for the Amidah, and as we all know, this is our personal telephone call to the good Lord, and this is where we're going to communicate on a personal basis. So from page 47 to 52 is the official Amidah, or a passage of your choosing. So rise. Okay, let's turn back to page 51 for the seventh bracha, which is the prayer for peace. So first let's read it together in English, and then Craig Taubman is going to sing it for us. Grant abundant and lasting peace to your people Israel and all who dwell on earth, for you are the sovereign master of all the ways of peace. May it please you to bless your people Israel at all times with your gift of peace. And now, Craig Taubman.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Hamcha ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Hamcha tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha tasim le'olam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. אתה מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך ועל כל יושבי תבל. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. טוב בעיניך לברך את עמך בית ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך ועל כל יושבי תבל. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם.
Okay, now, in our current era of the CIA in the United States, MI5 and MI6 in Britain, Shin Bet in Israel, I have a little exercise that I want to do with you guys. And so I'm going to show you, it's sort of a little bit like Jeopardy, but I'm going to show you a page, and I want you to tell me what it means. Anybody? Who is this?
Brother, he led the Israelites after Moses passed on to him.
That he did what, I'm sorry?
He led the Israelites into the promised land.
He led the Israelites in the promised land. That's when he was a lot older. What about when he was a youth?
He was an orphan.
The what?
He was an orphan. He was none.
Okay, let's put that on hold for a second. What about this one?
Joshua was one of the spies with Caleb.
That's right. When Moses, before the Israelites went on their 40-year journey, remember, Moses sent out 12 spies, one from each tribe, to survey the land and see what it would be like for the Israelites to cross over the Jordan into the Promised Land. And he selected 12 individuals, of which 2 were Joshua and Caleb. Now, Caleb, interestingly, is Miriam's husband. So this is actually Moses' brother-in-law. It's a family affair. So of all, when the 12 spies were out for 40 days, and 40, as you know, is a very important number in the Tanakh. It keeps coming up, whether it's 40 years or 40 days. After the 40 days, when the scouts were out, they came back. 10 of the scouts, as you recall, were very negative about the land, the Promised Land, that they were, that it was filled with giants and with imposing people and walled cities, and there was no way that the Israelites were going to be happy there. In contrast, 2, Joshua and Caleb, came back and gave a much rosier picture, saying that, oh, this was going to be a great place for us, and we should clearly proceed and cross the river into the Promised Land. Well, the Israelis decide, the people listening to these scouts decided that they would go along with the 10 who were very negative, rather than the 2 that had great faith and were telling the people that this was a good move. And so as a result of that, you all know that the people wandered for 40 years until that generation died off. The only 2 people from that generation who passed into the Promised Land were Joshua and Caleb. All the others died off. Now let's forward, and so it comes at the end of this 40-year period. Moses is about to die, and he passes the authority on to Joshua, and Joshua is going to be the one to lead the people into the Promised Land. So Moses dies. The people wait a month in mourning after Moses' death. And then the next spy mission occurs. And the next spy mission, and Joshua sends them out, the next spy mission is conducted by Caleb and Pinchas. Pinchas is sometimes called Phineas in the Bible. So these 2 then are charged with Joshua with going out into crossing the river, going out into the new land to see what it was like. And you should know that Pinchas happens to be the grandnephew of Caleb. Again, it's a family affair. So these 2 now spies. Remember, now Caleb now is 40 years older than he was when he did his first spy mission. So Caleb and Pinchas go across and go to Jericho, which is the first city they come to, and they're not very interested in really spying on the land. But they have great faith, and they know that this is going to be a good move. So what do? They hide. You know where they hide? They hide in the tent of one of the harlots. They figured that nobody would go searching for them in the tent of the harlot. So there they spent a couple of days there, and then turned around after doing a very minimal search, turned around and went back to Joshua and say, hey, this is a great place, we're going to go. So they had great faith, and that was the Joshua's secret weapon during the first spy mission. He had great faith. So it was that faith that then started the Israelites off on their mission to go settle the new land, the promised land. So remember, and the Joshua Caleb story, you know, was just last week. It was read. That was the Torah reading. The next one, the Caleb Pincus event, doesn't happen for a little bit, but now you know what's coming, and so you're going to be really sort of, you're going to impress everybody by saying that you know who Caleb and Pincus are. So that's today's instruction. Now we're going to turn to page 56 for the Aleinu. And Craig Taubman, so we rise, and Craig Taubman is going to help us out. No, it's not Craig Taubman, it's Sol K is going to help us out with.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות אדמה, שלא שם חלקנו קהל, וגורלנו כחור המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ושב מקרוב בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו ברוב הרומם. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, באמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו. shall be one, will be one. Oh, will be one.
Okay, please remain standing. And on this week, which is the 2nd to the 8th of Tammuz, we honor the Yortzites for the following Ahavas Chesed members: Abe Feldman, Carl Lips, Max Cohen, Sam Cohen, Scott Steiner, Philip Martin Reddish, Rosa Camille Jett, Emma Camille, Betty Berenti, Della Rubenstein, Butsy Siegel, Anna Plotka Fields, Myra Elaine Buckman. Are there any other names to mention, either here or at home? I have one other name to mention. This next week, actually Sunday, is the Yortzeit of Menachem, Rabbi Menachem Shearson. So we say, and at this time, we're also remembering the Israelis who died in the last 2 weeks of missile attacks. We're remembering the hostages, both alive and dead, that are still in the hands of Hamas somewhere in Gaza. So we have a lot to remember. The Kaddish is on page 58. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah. Amen. Bialma dibra kirute v'yamlik malkute. B'chayechon u'byomechon u'b'chaye dekol Beit Yisrael v'agalar bizman karib v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabba mebarach li'alam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yifar v'yomam v'yitnaseh. V'yitada v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudisha berichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbchata v'nehemata damiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. And peace to all those who mourn. You may be seated for a minute. There are no real announcements except to mention that we will be having services next Friday, as we will on all Fridays, but next Friday happens to be July 4th. So some of you may be at the beach, some of you may be in places that you don't even want to tell us. Nonetheless, if you're here, please come to service so we can get a minyan. We actually have a minyan today, although it's close. We only have 10 members. So we'd like to have a minyan to support our fellow congregants and to enable us to get through the complete Friday service. So we're going to end with Adon Olam on page 211. And Saul Kay is going to help us.
אדון עולם, אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא, לנשא בחפץ הכל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. ואחרי ככלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך נורא. והוא היה, והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארה. אדון עולם, אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא, לנשא בחפץ הכל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. והוא אחד ואין שני, להמשילו לחברה, בלי ראשית בלי תכלית, ולא העוז והמשרה. אדון עולם, אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא, לנשא בחפץ הכל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. והוא אלי וחי גולי, וצור חבלי בעת צרה. והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, מנה כוסי ביום יקרא. אדון עולם, אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא, לנשא בחפץ הכל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. בעדו הכירוכי, בעת תישן בעירה, ועם רוחי גבייתי, אדוני לי ולא אירא. אדון עולם, אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא, לנשא בחפץ הכל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. אדון עולם, אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא, לנשא בחפץ הכל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. In the synagogue as well as at home. Now we'll have